Welcome to Manifest Your Best Semester Yet. We are going to get started here right now. Tonight, it's all about me helping you to become the exact person that you need to be in order to earn the grades it is that you want, pass your classes, move on, graduate college so damn proud of yourself. So my name is Clarissa. I am the CEO and founder of She Rocks at College, and I am the life coach for women in college. So if you are struggling in your college classes, tonight I'm going to walk you through the process. It's really a journey that you're going to need to take yourself through this spring semester in order to become the type of student that you've always wanted to be. If you start off the semester very excited, if you start off every semester with the thought, this is going to be my best semester, this is going to be the semester that things are going to change, this is a semester where I'm going to be completely different than I've been in the past, and the start of the semester comes and about 1 month in, you're back in old patterns. Tonight, I'm going to help you to understand why that happens and to build out a plan so that you can be consistent all semester long. So this is going to be an interactive experience. We are going to be doing some journaling. We're going to be doing some visualizations. We're going to be really doing the work. This is called Manifest Your Best Semester Yet, the workshop. And it's called the workshop because you're going to do the work tonight. You're not just going to listen to me talk. You're not just going to get inspired by what I'm saying, but you're actually going to build your plan out with me tonight. So manifestation is just the goal setting process, okay? If it throws you off when you hear someone say manifestation, I want you to just think about it as a goal setting process. Manifestation is you setting a goal and then achieving the goal by using your brain, your emotions, and your behaviors. That is all manifestation is, and I'm going to walk you through the journey of becoming a good student tonight. This is interactive. I'm going to be asking you questions. There's going to be time for you to journal. I'm going to try to play some music without getting copyrighted on Instagram while you guys are doing the work. I'm going to play some lo-fi music if I can. And when I ask questions, feel free to comment in the chat. If you have questions about the journaling prompts, feel free to comment in the chat and I will be able to answer your questions. So let's get into tonight. So I'm going to take you on a journey tonight. We're going to cross a threshold together. And this threshold is going to require you to commit to the whole ride. The whole ride of becoming everything you wanted. I've taken myself through this process so many times. The first time I ever took myself through it was when I went from failing out of 7 classes to graduating with honors. And while I was working full time, I was in a relationship with my then boyfriend, he's now my husband, and I was starting the beginnings of my company, She Rocks at College. The first iteration of this, when I taught it to students, happened in 2020. I call it the sacred journey of becoming. And it came to me when I was on a walk with my newborn at the time. I have a 3-year-old daughter. She's about to be 4 in March. And I was listening to a podcast on the cycle of change. And I had this realization that this cycle of change is the experience that I went through in college and that most students go through. This process is based on the neuroscience of manifestation, setting a goal and achieving it. And it's also a well-studied cycle of change. And as I have been awakening to my own journey with the ancient feminine arts and taking myself through the process of becoming over and over and over again, I have been updating it and infusing it with sacred feminine wisdom. This is a culmination of 8 years of work, 8 years of working and teaching college women how to earn better grades and become everything it is that they wanted. This is the process that I take college women so that they can learn new things and get really good at it. I share this journey in my group coaching program for women in college called Educated, The Art of Becoming a Good Student. And for the college women who choose to work with me one-on-one, I am their personal guide through this process from start to finish. I'm going to share with you that journey tonight. And again, it's called the sacred journey of becoming. When I was in nursing school, I had a nursing school professor who I will never forget. She used to say all of the time, people do best when they know what to expect. When I teach this to college women, when I help college women succeed, I am so real about what they're going to experience. I tell them exactly the thoughts that are going to go through their head during every phase of the semester. I tell them, this is what you're going to feel at every point in the semester. I am honest with them about what they're going to experience and how that might show up and how to get themselves through it, how to pass each of the gateways. The secret to achieving everything that you want, the secret to becoming everything that you've ever wanted to be as a student, is learning how to not quit. When we don't know what we're going to experience, when we don't expect that there will be roadblocks, that there will be moments of frustration, that there'll be moments of failure, that there will be moments of overwhelm, that there will be moments of stress, that there'll be moments where it feels like nothing is working. When we don't know what the process of becoming is going to require, when it doesn't look like what we thought it should look like or what we've been told it should look like, we start to tell ourselves the story that something has gone terribly wrong, that there is something wrong with us, that we missed the mark somewhere, that we're not qualified, that something somewhere went wrong. And I want you to know that that is a lie. So tonight, I want to make the process of becoming a good student normal for you. I want to normalize the entire journey so that you don't confuse discomfort with it's not meant for me. So that you don't confuse failures with this isn't going to happen for me. So that you don't confuse where you've been with the thought that this is how it's always going to be. This is the journey of not quitting. I'm going to be sharing with you different gateways, phases, points of the semester that I want you to be attuned to, because you will experience it. And I'm going to tell you what it's going to require of you to get through those moments. I'm sharing all of this tonight with a lot of intention. Everything that I'm saying is purposeful. It's deliberate. It's wisdom that I'm passing down to you from somebody who's been through it. This is the map. These are the tools. This is the step-by-step process that you're going to need to walk yourself through this semester if you want to end up on the other side feeling satisfied with how you ended, feeling proud of how you showed up, celebrating the grades that you got and the things that you made it through. This is the journey to make it to the other side. And I'm going to reiterate this again. Manifestation is just setting a goal and making it happen using your brain, using your emotions, and using your behaviors. So let's dive into the sacred journey of becoming. And I'm going to tap into the chat and just say to Ola, who's here, Ashley, Sherelle, and Ebony. Some of these are my students who are here with us tonight, and I love that. Okay. So at the start of every semester, before the semester actually begins, every student starts at the same place, okay? This goes for students who end the semester doing phenomenal and students who end the semester feeling disappointed with how they showed up. Everyone starts at the same place, and it's called the inspired dream. This is phase 1 of your journey. This is the first gateway that you're going to cross, okay? This is where you're thinking to yourself, this semester is going to be different. This is where you're excited of the possibility of earning really great grades. This is when you're motivated. This is when you are ready to go. You've got your planners. You've been watching YouTube videos during your break. You are like set and ready to go. This is the moment that you've made the decision of what you want to happen this semester and who you're going to need to become to create it. This is your initiation into the sacred journey of becoming. For some of us, this initiation comes when you hit rock bottom. That was me. Failing out of 7 classes, withdrawing from many more, being told to my face that I would never succeed, that I wasn't smart enough to do it. That initiated me into this path. It woke me up. When we go through this process of becoming enough times and we get really good at it, we get really good at navigating it, we actually will initiate ourselves for the pure joy of becoming, of watching ourselves evolve. This gateway, this point of the semester, what's going to be required of you, write this down. What is going to be required of you, this is step 1 in manifesting anything. This is step 1 in creating anything that you want, in achieving your goals, is you have to decide what you want and decide who you're going to need to become to create it. To do that, you have to have an awareness of where you're starting from. You have to be really clear of who you've been, because she helped you to get here. You have to also be really clear of who you can no longer be and what you can no longer continue to tolerate. You're going to have to become someone different. And you need to be able to do that without judging, shaming, criticizing, regretting who you've been. You have to learn to appreciate the past versions of you because that version of you got you here. Okay, she survived a lot of shit. She is powerful because she is still standing. She got you through a lot. And your starting place is her right now. So you need her. You cannot tear her down while trying to build her up. It's not going to work. So to start the manifestation process, we got to get clear on who we've been. So we're going to start the journaling process right now. So I want you guys to grab your journals, grab a piece of paper, grab a pen, pull out your iPads, pull out your computer, wherever it is that you journal and take notes, because we're going to start this process. We're going to do it tonight together. Okay? So we're going to take about 5 minutes, and I want you to answer these 2 questions. The first question is, what was your goal last semester? Okay, I'm going to see if I can drop these into the chat, by the way. Give me a second to try to do that. What was your goal last semester? And then the second question that I want you to ask is, what did you actually create and what did you actually experience last semester? What was your goal and what did you actually create and experience last semester? Think through the grades that you created, the free time that you might have created, the memories that you created with friends, family, partner, kids, the relationships that you've built or maybe let go of intentionally, maybe the number of times that you worked out or consistently created a plan, the new skills that you might have learned, new emotions that you learned how to feel or to create, experiences that you had. I want you to make it all count. I want you to give yourself credit for everything that you can think of. Because again, you cannot build yourself up at the same time that you're tearing yourself down. In order to create anew, you have to appreciate what was. Okay? So it's perfect because it's 7:15. We're going to go until 7:20. I'm going to try to play some lo-fi music. And then you guys can let me know if you can actually hear it. If you can just comment and let me know if you can actually hear the music. So we're writing down our answers. What was your goal last semester, and what did you actually create and experience? Okay, So this exercise is really, really important. And the reason for that is because the story that you choose to tell about yourself matters. The story that you choose to tell about your past matters, because how you view yourself, how you think about yourself, how you think about your past is going to impact the way that you show up in the world. Your self-concept, which is just the thoughts that you have about yourself, okay? If you walk through the world thinking you're not smart enough, you're going to act like someone who's not smart enough. If you walk through the world thinking that you're not good at math, you're going to show up like somebody who's not good at math, which means you're not going to try in math classes. You're not going to ask for help because you don't think it matters. The way that you speak about yourself and where you've been and how you got there changes how you carry yourself. So if you want this semester to be your best semester yet, you're going to have to forgive yourself for what happened in the past. You're going to need to rewrite the way that you tell the story of you. I'm going to say this again. You're never going to be able to guilt, shame, or judge yourself to success. You cannot build at the same time that you're tearing down. When you begin to change your thoughts about your past, when you begin to change what your past means about what you're capable of and what your future is going to be, you'll be able to change your past in a way that serves you, in a way that allows you to start the semester building on everything you've created up until now. All you have right now is who you are right now. She's going to help you to get where you want to be. So treat her like she matters, because without her, you're not going to be able to get there. So in a second, I'm going to ask you to rewrite your past. But I want you to share in the chat some of the things that you created last semester. Let's celebrate that. Let's appreciate that. Let's give yourself credit. Let's give past you some credit for how she showed up and what she got you through. So take some time to share those in the chat now. Be happy to read them out loud. And while you guys are doing that, the exercise that I'm going to walk you through next is I'm going to have you tell yourself a better story, a story of your resiliency, a story about how hard you worked, about how you tried, the things that you learned about yourself from your mistakes, the takeaways, how it shaped you. I want you to rewrite your last semester in a positive light. And I want you to notice how it makes you feel about who you are and what you're capable of. I want you to notice the shift. The truth of the matter is, you're never going to be able to change the events that happened last semester. You're not going to be able to change your grades. You're not going to be able to change the fact that you withdrew. You're not going to be able to change the fact that you may or may not have gotten dismissed from a program. You're not going to be able to change that you weren't consistent. But what you do have control over and what you can change, which is what is actually going to impact how you do next semester, is what you make it mean about you now. Your past can only limit you if you use it as reference for what you're capable of. I'm going to say that again. Your past can only limit you if you use it as evidence and reference for what you're capable of. Your past does not dictate your future. It only exists in the past. It doesn't have any impact on now, and it doesn't have any impact on your future. You can leverage it. You can actually help it aid you if you use it to tell a better story about yourself. So, let's take some time, 5 minutes again, to journal on this. Okay? So Ashley says, I went to class every day and I kept trying. I stayed in communications with my professor. Bubbly says, I created an assignment tracker in Google Sheets. I communicated with my teachers. I went to office hours tutoring on multiple occasions. Yeah, you did a lot of things well last semester. And last semester, you made some decisions that didn't lead to outcomes that you wanted, it led to some things that you didn't prefer. But it has no impact on what's going to happen this coming semester. It only will have an impact if you use it as a reference for what you're capable of. So let's take just a couple minutes to rewrite the story. Okay? Okay, so I would love if in the chat you could let me know how you're going to tell your story differently. What are you going to choose to say about yourself? Because from this place, from this space of appreciation of yourself, of gratitude, of who you've been and how she's protected you and carried you through to now, we're going to anchor into 2024. We're going to anchor into the next semester. Okay? So we're going to spend a couple minutes and we're going to journal around what we want to create in the spring semester of 2024. If anything could happen, there were no limitations. You could wave a magic wand and it would just happen. What do you desire to experience? What do you desire to have achieved? What goals would you set for yourself? What do you want? Okay? Remember that I said the first step of manifestation is knowing what you want and who you need to become in order to create it. And to do that, you have to know where you've been. We've already looked at where we've been. We've drawn out the lessons. We've rewritten the story. So from this place, let's declare what it is that we want for ourselves in the spring of 2024. Okay? We're going to do just a couple minutes here. I'm going to drop the question in the chat. All right. So go ahead again and share in the chat. What is it that you're wanting to create in the spring semester of 2024? Share with me your goals in the chat right now. Okay. So this part of manifesting your best semester yet is probably not new to a lot of you. This is what you guys do gearing up to this semester. And you're excited and you're motivated and you're ready and you're just really inspired to be your best selves. You start off with all this energy and excitement and willingness, okay? Now, I told you that tonight I'm walking you through the journey that you are going to experience this coming semester. And I'm doing that intentionally with purpose and deliberateness because I want you to go into the semester knowing what to expect so that you know how to navigate it. Something is going to happen to you about week 4 of the semester. It's something that I call the self-doubt creep. I teach this to my students who work with me. It's built into my program. They anticipate it. They know that it's coming. Okay. In the world of divine feminine mystery schools, this is called the release. Okay. I want you to understand that when we think about becoming our best selves, we often think that it's this upward trajectory, that it's this thing where we're just ascending into our up-leveled selves, into our next version of ourselves. But I want you to see this process of becoming a good student as a descension into yourself so that you can rise. This journey is going to require you to go inward, to deeply know yourself, to be so intimate with your patterns of being, to be intimate with your procrastination tendencies, to be intimate with your fears, to be intimate with your avoidances, to be intimate with your self-sabotaging behaviors, to be so in tune with how you get in your own way that you are able to catch yourself and course correct and redirect and guide and lead yourself to where it is that you want to go instead of falling into old patterns. The self-doubt creep, which happens about week 4 of the semester, this is where you're going to be very aware of all of the lack that you have. It is going to bring up all your fears. It's going to bring up all your insecurities. It's going to bring up all your doubt. It is going to bring up all of your worst case scenarios. In order to create something new, you're going to have to become someone you've never been. This gateway, the gateway of release, the gateway of the self-doubt creep, asks that you let go of the version of you who you've been so that you can become who it is who's going to take you to the next level. You're going to be asked to lay it all down, to remove all of the beliefs that have kept you stuck, kept you in doubt, to face your fears head on, to be willing to look dumb, to be willing to ask for help so that you can see what you're actually made of. The release that I'm talking about is you breaking free from all of your limitations. This gateway requires that you have an awareness of the parts of you that need to be alchemized. That's another word for transformed. The parts of you that need to be shifted. The parts of you you need to make peace with. The shame that you need to clear. The unworthiness that you need to clear, the self-doubt that you need to overcome, the things about yourself that you need to consciously own and choose instead of constantly trying to hide and pretend that you're not that version. She requires you to be willing to believe that what you want is possible. You got to be willing to learn new things and let it be hard. Let yourself suck a little. Let yourself look a little bit dumb. Let yourself be willing to be in the process of becoming. So these next set of journaling questions, okay, is going to help you to identify where you lack belief. It's going to help you to identify where you have doubt that you need to overcome. It's going to help you to identify where you have storylines about yourself that are not going to serve you, that are not going to help you. These are things that you're going to need to freaking work on, that you're going to need to change the story about. You're going to need to shift some of these beliefs. And if you work with me, I help guide you through this process. I give you the tools to be able to do that very easily. But tonight you're going to get some awareness on where you've been self-sabotaging, on where the story you've been telling yourself keeps you stuck. Because remember what I said, what you think about yourself is how you show up. So the questions are, you just wrote a bunch of goals, right? I just had you write a bunch of goals. I'm going to help illuminate where there is self-doubt. Remember, this phase is called the self-doubt creep. And it's called the self-doubt creep because it creeps up on you. Okay? You don't realize it until you're knee deep in the semester and you're repeating past patterns. I'm helping you to become aware of it now so that you don't fall into it. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where is your belief that you can create the goals, that you can achieve the goals that you just wrote down? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 is I don't believe. 10 is this is a done deal. I know this is inevitable for me. So where are you on a scale of 1 to 10 with your belief? Again, I'll drop these questions in the chat. And then why did you give it the number that you gave it? What is the story that you're telling yourself about what is or isn't possible for you? So Ebony says she wants to create an experience where she's consistent with participating in discussions. Ashley wants to learn to support herself and be her own support system. Sherelle wants to keep going this spring semester, even when it gets hard. Bubbly wants to create time management skills. Olajumoke wants to improve in areas where she had shortfalls. Okay, let's play some more music. While this plays, I'm going to go grab my charger because my phone's going to die. Okay, don't forget, if you're a 7, why are you a 7? What is it that you don't believe is possible that you're not at a 10 already? If you're at a 9, what is it that you don't believe that you can do, overcome, experience, feel, handle, that you're not yet at a 10? So Serafina says, I'm an 8. I am hopeful but slightly afraid I will disappoint myself by doing my best and missing the mark. Yeah. So what's going to keep you stuck, Serafina, is your inability to sit with disappointment. If you don't learn how to sit with that emotion, how to allow that emotion in your body, what will happen is you will not show up fully for fear of disappointing yourself. So what you'll do is you'll half-ass the semester, because then you can blame it on half-assing. But here's the thing. If you half-ass the semester, you're going to feel the disappointment anyway, because you're going to always wonder, could I have done better if I actually tried? All right. We just walked through 2 gateways. The gateway of the inspired dream, the gateway of the self-doubt creep. Okay. This next gateway is called the declaration. This is where, okay, so this gateway exists within the self-doubt creep, okay? Part of what's going to help you not self-sabotage is being anchored into and devoted to your becoming, devoted to your future self, devoted to becoming her. But we got to figure out who she is. We got to name her. We got to describe her. We got to get to know her. We need to understand how she thinks, because she thinks differently than the version of you last semester. We got to get in touch with how she feels, how it feels to be her, because it feels different to be her than it did for you to be who you were last semester. You got to get in touch with how she moves through the world, the actions that she takes, and also the things that she doesn't do. This point of the semester, from about week 4 to about week 12 of the semester, are the most crucial parts of the semester. Because this is going to be a constant act of you reminding yourself of who the fuck you are now. Constant reminder. Your brain is going to try to tell you that you are who you were. And your work is going to be to remind yourself, no, this is who I am now. This is how we move through the world now. These are the things we think about ourselves now. This is the way we feel now. These are the things we do now. And you have to make it crystal clear to your mind what the essence of this future self of you is. This gateway requires for you to clearly name and map out what you want and who you're going to need to be, who it will require you to become to achieve what you want, to overcome any of the ups and downs that you will inevitably experience, because you're a human whose life is going to be lifing. And when life lifes, because it will, because that's what life does, you got to be so anchored in and centered in who the fuck you are. So we're going to find out right now who the fuck you are. I'm going to walk you through a visualization. I'm going to walk you through a meditation to get in touch with that aspect of you. And if you have kids around, I'm sorry that I'm swearing. I get passionate. Just cover their little ears. So what I want you to do is I want you to get really comfortable right now. Okay. Seraphine, I'm so glad. This is exactly what you needed. Get comfortable and close your eyes because we're going to take a little journey of the soul right now. I'm going to take a sip of water, turn on my meditation voice, and take you deeper into this journey and this experience. So let's begin. So I want you to close your eyes gently. And as you do so, I want you to just, with your eyes closed, turn your eyeballs upward as though you're looking into the middle of your brow bone. We're going to take a big inhale in through our nose, and we're going to hold at the top and then release. I'll tell you when. Go ahead and inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold at the top and release. Repeat. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold at the top and release. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Hold at the top and release. Focus on your breath. Notice how it feels. Allow the air to enter deeper into your lungs. Feel the seat beneath you. Feel the weight of your body pressing into whatever you're sitting on. Feel the weight of the ground pressing up into your feet. And let's take a moment to relax your body, starting at the top of your head. Imagine a white light of relaxation moving through your body, beginning at your crown. As this light touches the top of your head, you feel it sinking into the top layer of your skin, melting away your attention. The light touches your brow bone and your forehead relaxes and your brow bone smooths. Moving down into your jaw area, you feel a soft release, letting your teeth unclench and come apart. You may notice that your lips begin to part and that your tongue begins to fill the space that's being created in this relaxation. The white light moves down your neck and into your shoulders, which instantly becomes soft. And you feel your shoulders lower into this relaxation, noticing a slight stretch. And the white light is now filling the space where your shoulders used to be. As the light travels down your arms and into your palms, your hands become heavy. You might notice a slight tingling as the white light touches the tips of your fingers. As the light continues down your upper body, you feel your lungs breathing deeper. You feel your heart opening and your belly expanding as you continue to breathe in deeply. Let's take a deep inhale in, breathing 1, 2, 3. Hold at the top and release. The white light continues lower into your spine. You may even feel it elongating, moving into your sit bones. You're melting deeper into the seat, adjusting yourself as needed to feel more comfortable. As the white light continues to move through your legs, you notice the weightlessness that you feel in your legs, and you're fully supported in your seat as the light moves into your ankles and the soles of your feet. You may feel a slight tingling in the pads of your toes as you become fully embraced by the white light of relaxation. Just take a moment to notice how your body feels. Together now, take another deep breath in. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Hold at the top and release as you prepare to meet yourself. As you prepare to invite them into you, opening yourself up to the message that they have for you. Open yourself to the message you have for yourself. Imagine yourself walking. The sun is out. It's warm on your face. And there's a slight breeze that you can sense touching your cheeks. As you're walking, you're thinking about how you're almost at the home of your future self. And you are excited to see what it looks like and to meet the person you are becoming. The path you're walking on begins to narrow, and the home starts to come into view as you continue. You take in what the outside of your home looks like. The breeze you are feeling drifts away as you approach the door to your new home. Walking up the path to your door, you find yourself standing in front of it, noticing the color of the door. You see the trim of it and instantly relax. You take a moment to look around you, and you notice the sun is peeking through big fluffy clouds before you decide to ring the doorbell. After you've rung the doorbell, you hear the click and opening, and the door gently swings open, and the eyes you lock into look familiar and welcoming. You're warmly greeted and invited in, closing the door behind you. As you step more fully into the home, you're able to get a better look at your future self. Take her in. Take your time looking at her. Notice what she's wearing. Notice how her hair is styled. Is there anything unexpected about how she looks as the two of you walk further into the home? Beginning to chat with her, you take a look around and notice the size of the home and how you feel within it. What's the smell of the flowers sitting on a nearby table? You notice they're your favorite kind. Notice how things are kept and the style of the decor that surrounds you. As you're coming to the living space, you both take a seat and begin to pick up the conversation as if you've been talking to an old friend. Catching up on the time gone by as if no time has passed at all. You've talked about their daily life and what they were up to the week before. Enthusiastically, they share what they've been up to and what they're looking forward to the most. As the conversation continues, you notice a desk nearby with a collection of items that feel familiar. Take note of what they are, trusting that anything you hear, see, smell, or taste in this space is real and true. Talking about school is just as natural, and you're exchanging these topics interchangeably. As your interest between the two fluctuates, what are they currently doing in their academic life? What are a few of the typical reoccurring activities that they do? You're sitting back further into your seat, feeling completely relaxed and fully at home. It is natural and easy for you to feel so comfortable here. As the conversation deepens, you get a glimpse into the past few years for them. You talk about a few highlights and defining moments. You talk about the once big, scary things that turned out not to be so scary at all. You share events that made you, the lessons you've learned, and you talk about the things that you still love year after year. The seconds turn into minutes, the minutes turn into hours. Before you know it, you've spent the entire afternoon together. As the sun begins to set in the late afternoon, your conversation naturally comes to an end. And as you begin to make your way through the home towards the front door, you pause. And once again, just take everything in. You feel so grateful and at peace to have known your future self. You feel so grateful and at peace to have had this conversation. As you say your goodbyes and as you step through the doorway, the soft breeze of the twilight sky touches your cheeks. The door closes behind you and brings you a feeling of happiness, satisfaction, certainty, confidence, and inner knowing. Making your way onto the path in front of the home, you look up and catch the beginning of a rose-colored sunset. Take a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3. Hold at the top. And release. Take another deep breath in. 1, 2, 3. Hold at the top. And release. As you begin to open up your eyes, take a moment to reflect on everything you were able to learn. Now, with your eyes fully open, know that this future version of yourself is one of infinite possibilities. What can you learn from this visualization? What can you take away from this meditation? And what possibilities has this opened up for you? As you come back into the room with me, you can start wiggling your fingers, your legs, your toes. Just come back into this space. We're going to take 5 minutes for you to write down what you saw. Okay. What version of you created your future? What was different about the way that she thought? About herself, about school, about studying, about managing her time? What was different about the way that she spends her days, the behaviors she engages in? What emotions did you notice that she felt every day? What did she tell you about how she handles lifing? The ups and downs, the easy and the hard moments. What did you see in the visualization? Who is your future self? Write down all the details of her. I'm going to take a couple minutes to do that. Okay, take a second to share some of the things that you notice about your future self in the chat. This is who you need to remember that you're about to become. This is who you need to anchor into when shit gets hard, and it's going to get hard, okay? This next gateway, this next phase of the semester that you're about to move into is called the pit of despair, okay? I told you, week 4 to about week 12, these are like the hardest weeks of the semester. You're entering the self-doubt creep, and then you slip into this dissension, this pit of despair. This is going to be one hell of a ride. You have to be willing to open yourself up to the full spectrum of emotions and experiences, the duality, the good and the bad that are going to come with becoming her and being her. There is going to be grief. There is going to be frustration. There is going to be anger. There is going to be disappointment. There is going to be excitement, and there's going to be hope, and there's going to be joy. It's going to be all of it. But if you are only in it when it's good, you're going to struggle, because life is 50-50. 50% of the time, it's going to be amazing, and you're going to rock it and kill it. 50% of the time, it's going to be poo-poo caca. Okay, it's going to be hard. When you learn to embrace that experience, make peace with it, merge with it, expect it so that you know how to navigate it, that is when your success becomes inevitable. This gateway, this pit of despair, asks you to learn how to expand to hold the duality. It asks that you hold your power, that you hold the remembrance of who the fuck you are, even when it's hard. To hold the both and of this human experience. This gateway exists on its own, but it also extends through the entire phase of your becoming. Every new goal you hit, you will go through this descension and ascension. This descension into ascension. You've got to face your shadows. You got to face your demons. You got to face your fears. You got to face your doubts to make it to the other side. You cannot get through without going through all of that. And when you learn that this is part of the process, that nothing has gone wrong if this is happening, that in fact, all of these things, these circumstances, these conversations, these events, these moments exist so that you can learn how to get through them so that you can become who you need to be to achieve what it is that you want, that's when you will win. It is all happening for you, so you can learn the skills that you need to learn to become who you're here to become. When you try to skip these steps, when you try to avoid these situations, pretend they don't exist, that is what true self-sabotage is. Lean into it, go into it, use it for your highest good. Start treating every event like a test. Every event is asking you to choose, who are you going to be in this moment? Are you going to be who you were? Or are you going to be who you know you are? That is why every moment exists. Every experience, you have the opportunity. In every experience exists the opportunity for it to be your demise or to be your power point. The moment that you step into your sovereignty, the moment that you step into your queen, the moment that you lead yourself. This gateway to make it through will require that you know how to feel, process, transform, and amplify emotions. Because you're going to feel some shit, okay? You're going to feel some shit on this journey. And when we don't know how to feel, allow emotions, we mistake these emotions as a sign that something has gone terribly wrong. We mistake these experiences for signs that it's not meant for us. We give these moments meaning that it does not mean. Nothing has gone wrong. To make it through, we need to be able to be willing to think things we've never thought about ourselves before. We need to be willing to feel shit we don't allow ourselves to feel. We need to be willing to do things we don't typically do. We need to be willing to experience things we've never allowed ourselves to experience. So the question for you is, what would I have to be willing to think, feel, do, and experience in order to make my goal inevitable? In order to become who I said I wanted to be this semester? Dropping that in the chat. So Bubbly says, my future self was extremely compassionate and grateful for her past and her present. She also had a very fulfilling life and routine. Ashley said she learned from her past to do what she had to do to become. She allowed herself to feel and then let it go, which led her to keep going. Beautiful. All right, so the question we're answering right now, and by the way, all of these questions that you're answering, this is the manifestation process. Okay, this is it. Identify what you want, figure out all the beliefs that are going to get in your way, know who you need to become, understand what it's going to require. Okay? This is how you make any goal as good as done. right? So now that we've moved through that gateway, the next gateway is the holy action plan, like holy sacred action plan. This is the gateway of acting like her, okay? You know what you want now. You know all the ways that you get in your way. You know who you need to become to get through that. Now you need to act like her. This is where you embody her. This is where you go from just an idea and a desire and a want in your mind to physically doing the things she does. This is where you actively in your day-to-day begin to think like her. This is where actively in your day-to-day you feel the things that she feels. This is where you actively in the day-to-day do what she does. This is where you practice being her in your real life. Okay? Manifestation is not visualizing. It's not scripting. It's not imagining. It's doing and being. This is the brunt of the work. This is how you become. The day in and day out grind of becoming her. What this looks like, my friends, is catching yourself in old patterns and reminding yourself of who the fuck you are. This is noticing the urge to not want to study and doing it anyway, studying anyway. This is feeling overwhelmed and not wanting to look at all the work that you have to do, letting the overwhelm be here and looking at it and creating a plan. This is constantly catching yourself negatively talking about yourself. And in the moment, rewriting the story, telling yourself something different. This is the work. This is how we rewrite, repattern, reprogram, become. This gateway requires that you learn the skills of your future self. Because there are things that she knows that you do not know. There are skills that she has that you do not have. This gateway requires for you to be willing to suck and mess up while you practice being this new version of yourself. This gateway requires that you get really good at assessing what's working and what's not, so you can tweak and continue to get better over time. This gateway requires that you then practice some more until you get really good at being your future self. This is the hardest part, y'all. I told you week 4 to week 12 of the semester, they're hard, okay? You're in the self-doubt creep during this phase. You're in the pit of despair. You're in complete underworld descension, but you're about to ascend. But to ascend, you gotta do the work to get through. You gotta do the work to go in to rise. Okay? It's like a rubber band. You pull back to propel forward. Okay? Okay, you're going in to do the work, the internal work, so that the external world can reflect what it is that you want. We go internal, figure out all the things that we need to work on, the fears, the doubts, etc. We do the work to do them, and then we implement, we act as this new version of ourselves, and we practice every day, 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 and we mess up, and then we practice, and we mess up, and we assess, and we mess up, and we practice, and we mess up, and we assess, we tweak, and we assess, and we practice, and we do, 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 and we do. And over time, you're going to look back and be like, oh, wow, I'm a different person. But what happens is that most of us don't expect for it to be hard, or we want it to be easy. We don't know how to be with the discomfort. No one taught us how to actually feel the discomfort in our body. Hi, I teach that, by the way. When you learn how to be with the discomfort of becoming, okay, I want you to think about metamorphosis in the butterfly. And when it's in that goo stage, in the cocoon, that yucky stage, it has to stay in it. It has to keep evolving if it wants to become a butterfly. If it starts going, oh, I don't like being in this yuck, I don't like being deformed, I don't like being this goo, and it like tries to break out of the cocoon before it's ready, it's going to die. That's what happens. Okay? This journey is like a U. When I teach it in my program, that's what it looks like, right? I'm going to draw it here. Okay? This is what it looks like, okay? This is the pit of despair down here, okay? To get through, this is the goo. This is where your goo in the cocoon, okay? If you break out here, you're going to die, but in real life, what it looks like is that you're going to have to start over, okay? If it feels like you're yo-yoing all the time, it's because you're constantly quitting. You can't handle the goo. You got to learn how to handle the goo so that you can become the butterfly. But if you constantly try to escape the goo, you're going to have to keep starting over. So you never become. You never achieve because you're always quitting. I told you the secret to becoming is learning how to not quit, right? How you learn how to not quit is you learn the skills of emotional intelligence. You learn the skill of telling yourself a better story, rewriting your story, rewriting your beliefs. Okay? So the journaling question that's going to help you to do that is, what would achieving this goal require I focus on learning, getting better at, or building a skill around? I'm going to drop that in the chat. So we'll spend a couple minutes here. Okay, so again, share in the chat, what is it going to require you to learn, get better at, and build a skill around in order to become this version of yourself, in order to achieve your goal? All right. So I shared with you the little loop-de-loop that this is the sacred journey of becoming, by the way. And I told you it's a descension to ascension. Okay. This is the secret of being a woman, by the way. Our skill is our ability to be in the underworld, our ability to look at our shadows, our ability to look at our dark spots, our ability to look at our fears, our ability to be with uncomfortable emotions. If you can learn how to allow that to be like a PowerPoint for you, you get really good at alchemizing. Alchemizing means that you taking something and turning it into something else. If you can learn how to take your anger and turn it into motivation. If you can learn how to take your disappointment and turn it into inspiration. Okay. If you can learn how to take your frustrations and turn it into determination, you will be unstoppable. This is the skill of emotional alchemy, emotional intelligence. I teach the women that work with me how to do this. There are different modalities that you can use, different journaling prompts that you can use to do that, different somatic tools that you can use to do that. I teach that when you work with me in my programs or you work with me one-on-one. Okay, so we just made it through the underworlds, y'all. Okay, we're about to ascend. How exciting. We're about to ascend in this journey. Anytime you set a goal, you're going to go through this process. I use this process for every phase of my life, every new thing that I'm achieving. I understand this is called the life, death, and rebirth process. Okay. The life happens up here in the inspired dream. It's the life you're living now. In order to create a new life, you have to die to your old one. So that's the death. And the rebirth, okay, is the creation of the new life. Okay. These are ancient feminine mysteries, wisdoms. Okay. So we're entering the phase that's called the self-confidence climb, or I also call it the savoring in my own personal journey. So you know the saying, enjoy the process. This is that gateway. Okay, she asks that you revel. Look up the word revel. It's like indulge. Let it consume you, like immerse yourself in it. Immerse yourself. Get off on the process of the unfolding of becoming her. How delicious does that sound? Let's say that again. Revel in the process of the unfolding of becoming her. Let it tease you. Be delighted by the blooming, the beauty in it. Savor and make every ounce of this process count. Get off on all the moments you choose to be her instead of being your old self. Focus on all the moments you choose to be her instead of your old self. Staying connected to your growth. Staying connected to the mini changes gives you dopamine hits. Those dopamine hits train your brain to associate pleasure with the process of becoming. And when the brain associates pleasure to something, it wants to keep doing it. This is the secret to consistency. You want to be more consistent? Start celebrating. Start noticing your improvements. You will get addicted to that more than you are addicted to your procrastination patterns. This gateway requires that you let it all fucking count. Celebrate all the little things. Celebrate every moment that you chose to be her. Okay? Every moment that you chose to study when you didn't want to. Every moment that you chose to ask a question in class when you were scared. Every moment that you went to office hours instead of hiding in your room. Every moment that you showed up to tutoring instead of pretending that it's all going to be fine. every moment that you chose to not quit, every moment that you chose to show up for lecture, all of that counts. All of that is evidence that you're becoming her. You got to keep it front and center so that your brain starts associating these new actions with pleasure and it wants to keep doing it. This is the secret to consistency. This is the secret to sticking with it. So to help you start that process now, here are some journaling prompts that I'm going to give you to start creating, having your brain associate this journey of becoming with really good feeling things. So how is it already true that you are your future self? I'm asking you to intentionally, on purpose, deliberately, look for evidence right now where you already have aspects of your future self, where you already share similar thoughts to her, where you already started to take actions like her, where you already are starting to exhibit qualities of her. Okay? So that's question 1. Question 2 is, if right now you don't have evidence, or your brain is telling you that you don't have evidence, what evidence can you create for yourself in the next 30 days? What evidence can you go and create for yourself? Okay, this question is going to help you to start thinking of things that you can track to notice progress. So I'm going to give you guys like 2 minutes to do that one. And then, of course, share in the chat. All right, so Olajamuki said, my grades show that I am gradually becoming my future self. Mickey said, she said, today I chose to sit down and do some review, even when I did not want to. Excellent. All right, y'all. We're continuing our journey, okay? We're about, my funny visual, we're about here, okay? We're about right here, okay? We're about to reach the final phase. We're about to cross the threshold of the final gateway, which is the gateway of your success and fulfillment. This is where you've become her. You are being her. I'm going to be real with y'all, okay? In case no one told you this. It's going to take some time to become her. Probably the whole semester. But over time, you will become her. if you stay in this journey, if you don't try to exit the cocoon when you're still mush, if you learn how to not quit, you stay in it, you will become her. You will feel rooted in her. You will be her and she will be you. This is the gateway where this new identity is locked in. You are her. This gateway requires that you be able to recognize that you've become her and that you celebrate the fuck out of it. Okay? This is where you get to say, I did it. I am in awe of myself. I freaking did it. Look at me. Look at God. Look at who I became. You have to take the moment to celebrate it. When you arrive, let yourself experience it. Because you created that. Let yourself feel the power and presence of God moving through you. Universe, goddess, whatever it is that you subscribe to. Okay? Because when they say we were created in the image of our Creator, what that means is our ability to create our world. This is it. Manifestation is the process of creation within your inner world. It is saying you want something and creating it. Same way that God did. Spoke it and then made it. Marianne Williams says that our biggest fear isn't that we are inadequate. It is that we are grand beyond measure. Something like that. I'm misquoting her. But is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is not our darkness that we're afraid of. It is our light. It is our brilliance. It is our power. When you show your brain, I did that, this is how you build self-belief and self-confidence. When you acknowledge how you did it and that you did it, it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't that you got lucky. You did it. This is how you are confident in every move you make in life. This is how you go into every situation knowing you're going to be okay. Knowing you're going to figure it out. Knowing you're going to make it happen. Okay? So I want us to do one thing. Because this is the final gateway. I just want you to tap into this future version of yourself one more time. I want you to go back and reread what you wrote down after you met her in the visualization. I want you to take yourself there. Close your eyes for a second with me. I want you to take yourself to May of 2024. You've just wrapped an incredible semester. One where you showed up fully as her. You thought like she thought. You moved like she moved. You felt the satisfaction of being her, the pride. the certainty, the willingness, the determination, the motivation, the divinity of her, the magnitude of her. The strength of her. Notice how you feel. Celebrate her now. Put your hands up and say, yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Feel that moment where you're looking at your grades and they're exactly what you wanted them to be. Feel the pride now. Feel the satisfaction now. Your ability to be able to do this over and over and over again, all semester long, is what's going to make it happen. Because if it exists in your mind, you can create it in your reality. This journey is not going to be easy. I will say it again. It's a journey. Okay? I just walked you through all 7 phases of that journey. I walked you through what to expect. I walked you through what you're going to need to get through it. You have a clear plan now. Okay? You have everything you need. You got to learn how to keep yourself from quitting. The reason why college women work with me one-on-one, why they work with me inside of my program, is not because I teach them how to study. Because they've already got all that information from YouTube. They've been trying it and it hasn't been working. The reason why college women come to work with me is because I help them to not quit. I help them to see it through to the end. I help them to overcome the hurdles so that they can reach the top. When you can learn how to stay in it, see the journey through the end, you're going to make yourself so proud. You're going to feel so powerful. It's going to do wonders for your self-confidence. Imposter syndrome will not exist. And you're going to save so much money because you're not going to be retaking classes, staying an extra semester, extending your graduation date, because you're actually going to pass your classes and do really well because you're consistent, you're sticking with it, you're trusting yourself. Every single one of the students who I work with create the most incredible life. Not because they're special, not because they're better than other students, but because they were willing to learn how to get through this journey. These are all of the things that I still do to create the marriage that I have, to create the environment in which I'm raising my daughter in, to have built the planner that I've built for college students, the company that I have built working with college students, the position that I currently have at this huge life coaching company. This is how you get through the stuckness, the inadequacy. This is how you get through the moments of I can't figure it out. So, if you fell in love with the way that I speak about the college journey, if you are thinking to yourself, how can I work with you? I want more of this. I want your support. I'm going to give you the opportunity to do that tonight, okay? When you work with me, what we do is we set a goal and achieve it. Because I teach you how to stop quitting on the goal. I teach you how to stop self-sabotaging as you're working your way towards the goal. I teach you how to stop letting imposter syndrome, feelings of inadequacy, or your past dictate what gets to happen for you now and next semester. I'm going to help you to become the best version of yourself in every area of your life. Your entire life is going to change because when you learn how to become who you want to be, you can do it over and over and over again. We are here on this earth to grow and evolve. Okay? You're going to be going through this journey all the time. In relationships, in motherhood, in friendships, in work goals, in graduate school goals, in personal goals. So the way that I'm working with students right now is through my program called Your Best Semester Yet. I work with students one-on-one. There's a requirement to work with me for 6 months because this is a journey and I do not like setting up my students for failure. Okay, this is a process. It's going to take time, and I want to give you the time frame that it's going to take for you to become. You and me are going to work together privately. We're going to set your goals for 6 months of who you want to become. We're going to identify all the stories that keep you stuck, quitting, procrastinating, in imposter syndrome, overwhelmed, stressed, and we are going to rewrite every single one. I'm going to help you to build and tell yourself a better story. I'm going to help you to become who you want to be. We create a plan that helps you to solidify and create all the evidence for that new story. Every week, we're focusing on where you're getting stuck, and I'm helping you to get unstuck so that you can quickly and consistently continue to move forward. Your ability to bounce back, your ability to get out of that pit of despair and show up for yourself is what's going to make you succeed. Your ability to, in the moment, rewrite the story, in the moment, practice being her, continue to be her over and over and over again, not slip back into old patterns, is what's going to help you to become faster. We start off our time together with a 2-hour kickoff call where this is where we set your goals and we create your plan. And then every week we're meeting for 30 minutes. And again, I'm helping you to get over the overwhelm, the stuckness, the stress, the procrastination, so you can take the action, create the grades, and the life it is that you want. As a bonus of working with me one-on-one, you get access to my program, Educated, The Art of Becoming a Good Student. And this contains all of the how-to videos, the step-by-step guides, and the worksheets around studying and time management. So you may have noticed Sherelle, Ola Jamoki, Mickey, Ashley, all of these women who are here tonight, they are in this program, Educated, or they have worked with me one-on-one. I did not ask them to be here, by the way. They come because they know that I'm good at what I do. And every time I host a workshop, every time I coach students, like, it just shifts your whole perspective. It just changes your whole life. And it reminds you of who the fuck you are. Okay. And remember, I told you the more that you can remind yourself of who you are in moments when it's hard, this is how you're going to get through. This is how you are going to reach your success. This is how you are going to become. So the investment to work with me is $3,500 US. So again, this is working with me one-on-one. There is a 6-month payment plan. I work with 5 students per semester one-on-one. 3 of those spots just went this week. There are 2 spots left. If you already have decided that you want to work with me, you want to go ahead and sign up tonight because every semester my one-on-one spots sell out. Before January 15th, when everyone's back in classes, those spots are gone. So if you know that you want to work with me, then I will encourage you to sign up now. I'm gonna attempt to drop the link in the chat. If I can, if it'll let me. And so there's a pay in full option. Again, it's $3,500 US for the 6 months. You get access to the group coaching program. The group coaching program, Educated, The Art of Becoming a Good Student. This is what's going to ensure that you get support beyond the 6 months. So when our one-on-one time is over, you'll get moved over to the group coaching program. And then in that program, you get support every single week on coaching calls until you graduate. It's a lifetime access, and it's a gift that I give to any student who works with me one-on-one. So I'm gonna attempt to drop the link. So this is the link for the payment plan. So if you do the payment plan, it's $533.33 a month for 6 months. And if you prefer to just pay in full, it's $3,500 US dollars. And this is pay in full. And once those 2 spots are gone, they're gone. Any other student who wants to work with me will either have to wait until next semester. You get put on a wait list and then you'll work with me next semester. But this is going to conclude our chat for tonight. But I do want to stick around for a couple things if you're still here. I want to know, first of all, what was your biggest takeaway from tonight? I want you, so I'm going to be sending out a replay of this recording to anybody who couldn't attend live, just reminding them that it exists on YouTube and they can come and do this on a time that's convenient for them. But I want to be able to share testimonials from tonight. Like, so if you can do me the biggest favor, if you can't work with me or you're super grateful for being able to be here with me tonight in this free workshop and you want to show your gratitude, the way that you show your gratitude is by, in the chat right now, telling me what was your biggest takeaway, what you loved about the workshop, and I will take screenshots of those and I will use those to basically tell people, come to the workshop, like watch the replay, because this is what all these students got out of it. My goal is that my program and the things that I teach will one day be used inside of colleges and universities. My goal is for colleges and universities to have this stuff built in to their programs so that students don't have to seek this support out of their own pocket, right? If you are paying for tuition, that tuition should come with the support and the tools and the resources to actually succeed. Okay. If you are in the group coaching program, the group coaching calls are going to start up again the week of January 15th, so the week of Martin Luther King, the Martin Luther King holiday, because that's when most students are back in school. So I try to take a sabbatical to give my brain a rest when you guys also have winter break. So those calls are going to be restarting up the week of January 15th. And they happen once a week, Thursdays. I think I'm going to be switching up the times this year to allow more people to be able to attend, because we have a lot of international students who are a part of the program, and they often have to stay up 3-4 in the morning to be able to get coached. So I want to just make the time frames a little bit more accessible for students who are also in other countries. So again, I have 2 spots to work with me in my Your Best Semester Yet coaching experience. If you want to claim one of those spots, the link to do so, either the pay in full or the payment plan option, are in the chat right now. Once those 2 spots are gone, they're gone. And I do want to let you know my consultation call calendar right now is full. So I anticipate that those spots are going to be gone, but you have first dibs. If you're here tonight and you know you want to work with me, you can just go ahead and sign up right now and you claim that spot and it's yours, and we begin the work immediately. I'll send you a welcome email with all the information to get started with me, and we'll be off to the races on your journey to becoming. So please, in the chat, if you can, just drop your takeaways from tonight, what you loved about the workshop tonight. That would be greatly appreciated. I also am open to staying on and answering any questions you have about what we did tonight. Oh, I love this one, Bubbly. Yeah. My biggest takeaway is that the process isn't just researching study methods or note-taking formats, because becoming successful in school is by transforming your mindset first and foremost. Yes, your mindset and your emotional intelligence, your ability to feel hard things and still show up, your ability to be in the goo of your metamorphosis and not quit, not try to escape the cocoon ahead of time. Serafina, you are so welcome. So Ashley said, question, should I get on the waiting list for one-on-one whenever school starts back up? Yeah, so it's up to you, Ashley. So I am actually working, one of the students that signed up, she's actually going to be applying to graduate school to start next fall, and she and I are working together right now because there's a lot of mindset work that needs to be worked through, sometimes, especially if you failed semester after semester after semester. So I tell students, like, the work, like, you have access to the educated program forever. You're going to get access to that when you work on me one-on-one. The biggest work that you are going to do is the inner work. You don't have to wait to be in school to do the inner work. The inner work can happen and start right now. And if that has been your biggest hang up, the self-doubt, the imposter syndrome, the inability to be with hard emotions, not knowing how to navigate lifing, if that is what gets in the way every single time, every semester, start doing that work now. Because the better you get at handling that stuff, the better you get at navigating that journey, the easier the semester is going to be for you. The less you're going to quit, the less you're going to mess up, the less you're going to self-sabotage. So Ashley, if you have, I always tell students, like, I have so many free resources. If you're inside of my program, Educated, you can just double down on using that. But if you're really wanting the guidance, the weekly calls with me to be able to just really identify your patterns and work through it week after week after week after week after week, and be supported for 6 months privately, me just focusing on you and your brain and your beliefs and your hangups and your stuckness and helping you navigate all of that, sign up to work with me one-on-one. It's only going to help and support you. Ebony says, I love that I can visualize how I reach my academic goals. This session has helped me know exactly what to expect this semester and how I can counteract my own self-doubt. Yay! My takeaway is embodying my future self, feeling her fully and experiencing her now so that I can show up every day. Oh my God, I'm taking screenshots of all of this because this is amazing. Thank you all so much for sharing your takeaways from today. I really appreciate it. The more testimonials I have, the more credibility I have with colleges and universities. So it's very, a lot of them already use a lot of my work with their students, but it always helps with just showing my expertise and that my stuff works. Serafina says, I am fully capable of evolving, especially mentally. I can see me becoming my future self, and consistency is key. Yeah, and the secret to consistency is celebrations. So celebrate the progress along the way. Any other questions? You can ask questions about the process that we went through tonight, or you can also ask questions about what it's like to work with me. I'm happy to answer any of them. I scheduled time until around 9:05 for me tonight because I anticipated that you guys might have questions. So if you have them, drop them in the chat now. Take advantage of the fact that I'm here. My takeaway for this workshop was preparing me ahead of week 4, end of the semester pit of despair, and how to tackle this stage. Yes. So Mickey says the coaching calls are weekly now. I thought they went to, so they went to monthly for the second half of 2023. And the reason for that was, one, is that I wanted time to reevaluate the program and see where we can continue to improve on it. And also, I got offered a position at this huge life coaching company where I'm basically helping them to develop a program similar to what I do with y'all. And I had to acclimate to that new position. And so I went monthly, but we are in 2024. The program is going back to exactly the way that it was, where we have weekly calls that are going to be happening on Thursday. And I'll be alternating the time just to accommodate my international folks as well. So we are back to the weekly coaching calls. Yay for you guys and yay for me, because I love coaching so much and I miss it. And it just keeps me connected to your brains. And when I'm connected to your brains, I'm able to really help figure out where you're getting stuck, why you're getting stuck, and helping you to get unstuck. Ashley, so no. So if you are inside of Educated, you actually get a discount. So you can message me in Slack and I'll send you the link for that. Mickey, the coaching calls for Educated are on Thursday. So I'm going to be updating the calendar this week. So when you log into the program, you'll be able to see the calendar in there, and it'll have all the new dates and times for the calls. And you can add that to your Google Calendar, or you can add it to your iCal. There's an option to do that inside of the program. So just log into your member site, your Educated member site. And then under the orientation, there's a link to the calendar, and you'll be able to see the times that they're happening on Thursdays. But they're going to restart the week of January 15th. All right. I'm going to stay on for just one more minute to see if there are any other questions, and then I'm going to let y'all go. All right. Thank you for attending Manifest Your Best Semester Yet. And make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing workshops like this live at least once a month this year. And then there'll be sporadic videos, pre-recorded videos here and there. So make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so that you don't miss out. And I appreciate you all so much for being here tonight, for all your incredible engagement, for participating, and just allowing me to guide you in this way to, I don't know, just become everything. I'm getting emotional because the work that I do, I just know how impactful it is, especially for women of color. Y'all, like, I know that our way out is through education a lot of the times, and every student that I help graduate, I know the ripple effect of that. So it's just an honor for me to be able to get to do this work. All right, y'all. Good night.